Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Mitch's Minute. The show where I vainly talk about myself and let Josh ramble about hating Overwatch for apparently long periods of time. So that's what happened. This is the recap of last episode. Josh hated on Overwatch. I made a controversial statement that was Splatoon is better than Overwatch, and then me and Tabby gushed about boys for like like we had our own like teenage girl moment where we just gushed about hot anime men.
To be fair, Icky is very attractive.
Icky is, like, stupidly attractive. Like, there is no reason he is that attractive, and then we're supposed to believe he's just an average person. Like, fuck you. Like, what?
An average guy with supernatural powers.
Like, what? You're supposed to believe that Iki's real? Like, this guy looks like he's straight out of, like, some sort of Japanese version of Alice in Wonderland. Like, that's...
I know. I'm just a regular dude who runs around in a suit at all periods of time.
I love Iki. Iki's so fucking. Anyways, we're not gonna sit on that. In fact, we need to.
Let me just gush about my boyfriend.
let me introduce who you guys are, because this is the format of the show. So the attendant joining us this week is Sora.
Hello. It's good to be here.
For those of you who don't know Sora, it'd be weird. It'd be weird.
I mean, you know, if you're in it just for the Persona streams, it's entirely possible.
Oh,
fine.
Yeah, that's true. So Sora does. Well, he did Sora streams until I took over that show.
Well, we took it over together. I don't even know. Yes, but I still stream sometimes.
Yeah. So he's one of my best friends. He joins me for dumb adventures like Splatoon 2.
Oh, and, wow! Yeah.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. I'm also joined this week by a very special guest. You may have heard her from our other podcast show, Roundtable. She is a channel artist. She drew the chibis that we use in all of our videos, and as of what is it? What's today's date? 3/20. Oh God, it's 3/25. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's my anniversary.
Oh wow!
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Oops.
She also drew a channel art for us.
just gonna send a text real quick so that I don't die.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
so sorry. I totally.
You get a minute over here?
It's just so like it's that sitcom moment where it's Home Improvement and I can't remember the name of the Alan like fucking forgets and he's like I feel like that's my life like in a stupid moment. Like I felt like I've never felt like this sense of like I know she'll be cool about it because I'll talk to her later, but like fuck, like I just like
just oh no, it's that initial sense of
yeah.
Oh no.
Joining us today is channel artist and channel friend Pandaplant. Panda, as of 3/25 this year, wherever this year is, drew us a channel art that's fucking sick, and it's the best. And like I've commented already to her and to Sora, it's funny that Josh looks like he runs the shop.
Well, like I've seen some of the other comments saying that like Aaron also looks like he's a boss.
He does. He kind of does,
a mob boss
in the best way, though.
Well, my favorite bit is that like the way that Aaron's drawn is like super accurate to his photo. Like, you know, it looks great. Because he also is the one out of all of us that looks very different comparatively, and so it's just this funny moment where it's like, yeah, Aaron looks like he's like years older than us, and we're all older than him.
Right? Oh, that's real.
To be fair, a lot of like the only images that I had were the original chibis that were sent to me, so I could draw you guys.
Oh wow, you're right. I should send in some real nice photos.
So I have never like seen quite a few of you actually.
Really? I
so
feel like
I got chibis.
Really? I feel like didn't I not send you like some of the, like, I remember sending you a photo of like Gang Mudo back in the day, like last year.
Yeah, you sent me a photo of Ran and Josh.
But I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a dick. Her name's Vron.
Ron. Oh no, I thought it was Brand. Son of a.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not a common name like Smith or
Deborah.
Deborah.
Debbie.
I know like 7 Deborahs.
like it's fine.
Oops. Sorry.
I could have sworn I sent a picture. At this point, it'd almost be like, Sora, don't send one in. You're much more attractive that way. No,
no, I never got a picture of Gang Mudo. I only got her chibi.
Well,
okay.
Fuck. That.
Yeah. For most of you, I've only ever seen the initial chibis.
I'll have to rectify that, at least from my end. I have plenty of photos I can...
Well, welcome to a special segment where I call Matchmaker, where I attempt to get people together.
What?
What?
No, I'm sorry.
What show is this, Mitchell? Where am I?
like you guys are like magically teleported into like a shitty 1970s like
dating show. Like, oh, get me out of here!
He's 6'2", Caucasian male who I've known my whole life. If you hit the default on any Sims game, it's probably him.
Hey!
I can't tell if I'm introducing like someone from a dating show or someone from like weighing in at, I'm assuming 200
pounds. It sounds almost like a
pounds.
WWE promo. Like
I know. Like, I guess we're going to wrestle each other for love. Right?
Sora has many interests. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just thought it was one of those stupid moments where I'm like, yeah, this would be a funny idea, and then it falls apart like every step of the way.
It's the egg thing all over again.
It's the egg thing.
What egg thing? Oh no! From earlier, the early conversation we had. You guys, come on! When I hit the record button, all previous memories disappear into the nether.
That's true. We have no lives outside of the record. The Bevel Room is actually a documentary of our entire lives, basically. Nothing.
Yeah, as it turns out, I pop in and out of existence, only to draw and then occasionally record something.
Yeah. That's it. That's totally
a fascinating life, truly.
Yes, I don't quite recall this Twitter, but it's. I'm not good at social media.
The Twitter that you speak of.
The Twitter.
I am a very passive Twitter user. I only read tweets. I do not tweet out. I don't know.
I just feel like I'm not funny enough.
Well,
no, like that's not to be
not good
like
enough for Twitter. I mean, Mitchell, trust me.
Well,
I just feel
like all you really need to do is say something dramatic or controversial.
Yeah.
Spill some tea, and then obviously they will flock to you.
Splatoon is better than Overwatch.
Right, see, like, that's your perfect, like, that could be your opening tweet. That could be your pinned tweet right
That could be your initial tweet, and everyone would lose their minds.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the worst dating show host ever. I only introduced, like, Sora.
Did we not get through introductions yet? I'm sorry.
No. We did. I'm talking about my horrible gimmick.
Oh, sorry.
My horrible
dating introductions.
Yes.
To be fair, you haven't like seen me before.
And on the left side, you have plain white toast. And
that's not far from my description. If plain white toast had a goth phase that it was still in, then yeah.
Wait, no, don't. No, he meant himself, Panda.
Yeah, no, that's me. Sorry, I'm the plain white toast. Sorry.
Sorry, you're about to sound like a huge asshole.
Oh my god, no, that's me.
No, I meant myself.
Oh God! All right, I'm gonna leave it.
Weighing in at I'm not gonna poke that one with a 10-foot pole. All the way from the West Coast is the best coast. If Plain White Toast had a goth phase and was a dungeon master, she could be yours, lucky man. Woman?
Mitch, where is this going? I don't understand.
It's falling apart all around me. But I refuse to let the gimmick give up until I at least complete it.
Oh, okay.
See, now I'm confused. I thought it was like a matchmaking show, but are we like...
So are we in a wrestling ring right now?
I feel like I got...
Is this a wrestling ring? And are we fighting each other for someone?
Are we fighting for our love? Are we fighting for glory?
I think we're fighting for someone else's love.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we advertise. Okay.
I just
like whoever wins this fight is the most eligible bachelorette kind of situation. Yeah, like I understand.
Shin bachelor.
Shin bachelor. Yes.
This Mitch's minute matchmaking being.
The matchmaking was actually like WWE matches. It's not like dating at all.
It's not like dating at all. It's all just like fighting.
You mean WWE isn't like dating? That's what been going wrong this whole entire time.
I don't know. That man, like they have kissed before, so
that's true. That's a good point. What? All this time I'm working on my catchphrases, but really, it's just, oh, man.
I was drinking, you assholes. I was taking a sip of water, and you're like, yeah, they kiss, and I wanted to scream, who? Who in the WWE? Like you didn't specify, it just sounded like the whole organization had, like, a make-out section.
Yeah, didn't you see that with WrestleMania 2012? Yeah, it got really weird. Yeah. Actually, I've never seen a WrestleMania in my life.
There were several wrestlers, and it was supposed to be an intimidation sort of thing, because they would get right up in each other's faces, and I can't remember who it was, but I just remember that one of them leaned over and kissed him, and he was like, oh my god!
Was it like a game of chicken that just went wrong or something? Or
it was like, I want to fight you, and the other person's like, no, I just want to make out.
That's a power move. I like that. That's wow.
It is a power move because the dude backed up by at least 5 feet.
Oh man,
you throw a lot of people off.
I think my gimmick's over. I think we can.
Okay.
Now that
the end.
I think now that we've wasted like 13 minutes essentially on my gimmick.
Well, this has been Mitch's minute, so it's been a good episode. I want to say.
Thank you guys for coming in and sitting in for my horrible gimmick. So one, this is why I like my shows with no purpose, because then stupid shit like that happens. But I kind of, the reason I wanted both of you guys on was, one, Pandaplant, you are like a super fan. You create commissioned art for us. Even I used to. You will not accept my payments anymore. Like it's
I do it out of love.
You are one of the craziest fans I've ever had. And I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit about kind of D&D just for like a brief moment, because we talked a bit about it on Roundtable. I don't want to take up all of our time today about it, but I do want to kind of mention it. And also, has anyone seen Pacific Rim Uprising?
No.
Awkward. I watched Blade Runner last night. 2049.
I didn't see it either, but I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna be like, no, I guess I'll just sit this one out, and then everyone's like, no.
Oh no! I've heard nothing but horrible things, and I hear
that's why I'm scared to watch it.
I also heard it was because Del Toro isn't in the director's chair.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
you can't do that, man. You can't make a Del Toro original and then try to replicate his Del Toro-isms.
Yeah, but I mean, like with a French with an IP like Pacific Rim though, like I still had hope, you know, like I still wanted it to be good, and like you know John Boyega's in it, and he's cool, but I guess it was just not good, which is a huge bummer. Oh well.
Yeah.
Is anyone looking forward to Infinity War here?
Yes, I very much so. I'm kind of I'm like afraid hyped. Is it possible to be terrified and extremely excited for a movie at the same time?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Because my greatest fear right now is that something's going to happen to Tony Stark, and I'm like, no.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like nothing plot related. I just think that like how are they going to make a movie with like 40 different main characters work? Like I just
well they can't.
Right.
I mean,
that's like the long and the short of it. It's not gonna work. They only have like 2, maybe 3 hours.
Right, like 3 hours would be like the absolute limit, and that'd be awesome. But I think that it's probably got to be closer to like 2 to 2.5, right? I don't know.
Well, another way of looking at it is how do they make Ocean's 11 work?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but this is like Ocean's 24 at this point. You know, like.
Yeah, it's kind of what like it's the exact reason why Danganronpa the anime never worked.
Right.
There's like over 16 characters, and you have to introduce them, kill them, and make you care in like 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, and there was this. I remember when another problem with this format is we're gonna jump everywhere, and that's totally okay because that's how a conversation works. With the Danganronpa anime, one of my biggest issues is spoiler alert. One of my biggest issues was with how they presented Leon's death. So they killed him off, and then there's an argument that's supposed to be made about like to give context to Leon murdering that character whose name escapes me right now, which almost works out for spoilers. But there's this thing where like someone tried to kill him, right? And in self-defense, he tried to avoid it. And like he backed the fuck out, right? And then in a fit of rage, almost he came back and killed her.
I think the argument was that it stopped being self-defense when she locked herself in the bathroom,
right?
And then he broke in because he had to go all the way back into his room to grab his stuff and then walk all the way back. That's no longer self-defense.
Right. But like the anime kind of like it's a weird detail to kind of bring up, but it's a detail that the anime didn't cover like at all.
Yeah.
And so it made it very weird. It made to me, only to me. And like it's that thing where like I think the Danganronpa anime was only like 8 episodes long too. So like it really didn't help. Like it wasn't like the Persona 4 anime where you had 25 episodes to really go into that, and they had a whole episode just devoted to social links.
I think I really like the way they handled that though, because it was basically like all the summer social links, right? Like that was like like it was the summer break for school, so they weren't going to school. So what is it? They played it up like Narukami was just doing his own thing for like 3 weeks, and the rest of the gang was like, "Where the hell is you? Like what?" I thought it was great.
Oh yeah, though the Persona 4 anime is fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude. Did you see the new trailer for P5? The P5 anime?
I can't.
No, you can watch this one. You can watch this one. It does not cover anything you haven't seen already.
You've already seen everything that they show off.
The most infuriating thing about being a Persona Let's Play channel is we're still doing it.
Yep.
We took a month off back in October when Gang left the channel. Jackie came back on in November, and then it took us a while to get like back into that swing of things. So like there's some episodes that are only like an hour long, or like there's some episodes where like we have a 10-minute break, and like like we're only now getting to the deadline, and I think it'll be like March, or not March, April 4th is like the 1-year anniversary of our particular playthrough, and we're still fucking going through it, and it's weird.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And so I mean, don't get me wrong. The reason I'm complaining is because I've spent like a whole year avoiding the Persona fandom,
and that is like a feat of like the fact that you've avoided spoilers is a pretty impressive feat. Like
that's very impressive. I got spoiled because I had pre-ordered Persona, and they informed me that it wouldn't be there until later that day. And I was like, awesome, I'll just sit here for 4 hours and twiddle my thumbs. And I had gotten like some notifications from Twitter, and I clicked on it, and it was people spoiling it already.
God damn it! God damn it!
I was like, oh no.
I mean, it's
because I had like tried so hard to like put the blinders on and not see anything.
Ugh, that really sucks.
And in the end, it didn't even matter.
God damn it!
Yeah, literally at the end, it didn't even matter.
But that's the thing where it's like Persona is such a I don't get me wrong, I really love Persona 5. Holy shit! Like I've expressed it to you, Sora, before, but like, god damn, I wish I didn't do it for the channel sometimes, because like it's
yeah.
I still love the playthrough. It's so hard to like I have to be like, I want to play Persona 5 right now. Gotta find something else to do. Like I gotta play Breath of the Wild again, or I have a copy of Super Mario Odyssey that I bought like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't touched it.
What?
It's just sitting here. It's
a boundless world of fun and adventure waiting for you there.
it
fills me with happiness.
I'm just having too much fun with Breath of the Wild again.
I mean that's
for
not,
like
that...
the 7th time, because Link is cute.
Link is fucking hot in that game.
Yeah, Link looks significantly better in his boxer shorts than Mario does. I guess I'm just gonna say that. I guess.
What I believe, like, it had been going around that like Del Toro had been like reblogging Link / Sidon fan art.
He ships Link and Sidon? Oh!
Yeah, he ships it like super hard. He had been like, it had been in his likes on his official Twitter and stuff.
Why didn't you get this man directing Pacific Rim Uprising? God damn it!
Shape of the Wild.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! I literally just put that together. The fact that he made Shape of Water. That was literally his last movie. That's
I know. So I'm just like,
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
You won like at the best.
He probably has like the headcanon that Link is either like mute or deaf or something, because if you think about it.
Oh my god, it works on multiple layers. Wow. Okay. Damn.
I'm just like, oh god. Oh, he's even like made a comment about the toys that have come out based off of Shape of the Water, and he has literally gone on record saying they're not accurate. And I'm like,
oh wow.
Then what do they look like?
Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that like, so there is a version that is accurate, like.
Right? I'm just like, no wait, you can't just.
Well,
follow up, Del Toro. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Del Toro. You're a fan. You won Best Picture. God, I love him. He's fucking great. But like that's just it. Where it's like Persona is like, we've had this conversation for like the last year, like in the Velvet Cast and Roundtable. Like it's so real, because like I can't not talk about Persona 5, because the greatest thing about our channel and the worst thing about our channel is that we are a Persona channel. We do Persona games, and like I already talked to Jackie about like, hey, when we're done with Persona 5, let's pop into Persona 3P Portable. I think that'd be a good idea.
Sure.
P3 Portable being one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, dude.
And it's just one of those things where like Mondays will always be like JRPG day. But like I need to. We're getting there. We're almost to the deadline, and then we'll have like a month left. I think my goal is to have Persona 5 done by like August. That's the plan in my mind.
I think that's realistic. I think you could do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Like it's. But,
do you know how frustrating it is to watch you play it and then be like, I really want to know like how he reacts to this part,
yes,
and then not being able to do or say anything.
I really want to talk to you about stuff, and I obviously can't.
I know, because there's just so much that I'm like, I can't wait, and I have to wait.
when we get to the idea is that if I still want to do Mitch's Minute for as long as I can, this is my podcast show. No one can stop me. No, I want to do this show for as long as I can, and so what I would like to do is when we're at like a big point, or like when we finish the game, I'd like to do like a big episode where like, you know, the current setup is we have one attendant, one guest kind of thing. We're gonna run out of guests like super soon, but like obviously we'll invite like Panda. If you ever want to come back onto the show, you are super welcome to. Like,
oh, of course, I love talking to you goobers.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck you.
no,
no, but like it's just one of those things where it's like it feels like Persona's going to be really fun, and I want to talk to you guys about it, and I would love to do like a Persona special where we have Jackie, me, Sora, you, Panda, and then like maybe a couple other people. But like I would like, the idea is that I want to talk about Persona because I would love to.
It'll be the Avengers of podcast guests basically, because everyone here loves Persona.
I would love to have Hanu on. I want to have Hanu Wabbit on. I haven't had her on as a guest on anything, and she did back when we did Persona 4 Arena. She drew art for us for character stuff, and like I feel bad I don't talk to her. I'm so fucking busy with everything going on in life. I don't get an opportunity to talk with everyone I want to, and I feel like I would love to have her as a guest because she super is into the Kanji Naoto ship, and I would love.
See, that's where I would fight her.
Oh,
Into the Kanji and me ship.
Oh,
He's my husband. Don't you take him away from me.
I was like ready for the other character. You can't take Kanji
You
away
can't
from...
take my husband. He is my bride, and you cannot take him from me.
I like the idea that like someone said Kanji X you, and you're like, Kanji X me.
yeah.
That's essentially what it is. It's just Kanji X you. No, me.
No, it's
definitely me.
Well, I mean, like Kanji's like one of my like favorite characters in Persona, and like that's how I found Hanu is that she draws Kanji Naoto art, and it's fucking awesome. It's great, and you know I want to support her. She's a good artist. And like I want to support you. You're a great artist, and like I wish that there was a way to support like all of my art friends. And like, besides money, I don't have that.
I don't have money.
but like, it's just one of those things where I say that phrase a lot. It's just one of those things where, and then I fucking deadpan in my mind. But I don't know. It just feels like there's just a lot where Persona is always going to be that thing that's a constant in the channel, and it's going to be fun, it's going to be great, don't get me wrong, but like a lot has changed in the last year where like I did that guitar bit with Yusuke about a year ago. Like it's going to be a year coming up here in a little bit, and I love how people like clung on to that and claimed that like they're like, yeah, that's canon. And
It totally does that.
And then Persona 5 Dancing All Night, or Dancing, was it
Dancing Star Night?
Yeah,
Star Night for the P5. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Dancing Star Night comes out, and there's like that screenshot with the guitar, and everyone was like spam posting it in my messages, and they're like,
And they're like,
"It's real! It's real now!"
He really does it.
Wait, have we all played Breath of the Wild?
I
Yes.
have. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Isn't that one of the best games of all time?
Oh no, it's gorgeous.
Oh dude, it is a fucking banger of a game. Like holy shit, like it's 2017's best game of the year, and you know, fuck, I'm still getting over how good it is. Honestly,
I'm replaying it, and I was worried about like I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna burn out, and like I was in the Great Plateau for a while, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's the fucking Great Plateau. But like, because I had my prior experience, I'm like, yeah, I'll just cook these fucking peppers and everything will be okay. And like the minute that like I got into the free world again, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want, like I'm rediscovering things, I'm like appreciating things a little bit more than I used to. So like the first time I played through the game, because I'm curious what your guys' order is. I went to see I forgot all their fucking names. I did the elephant first.
Yep.
Then I did the camel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I did the bird, and then the lizard.
Salamander, lizard, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
So like, what was your guys' order?
Bird
yours
first.
is bird first. Okay.
Bird first, because I would not. It was like a non-stop like Twitter post about the bird, and I was like, I guess I gotta go see him.
Yeah. What was it like? Was Twitter like, oh, you got to get the bird power or whatever? You know, like the Rivali's Gale or what?
Yeah, well, it was that, and also look at how hot this bird is.
Oh,
What?
yes,
Wow!
I mean,
And I went,
honestly, like Sidon is way hotter than anybody else in that game.
oh,
Come on.
oh yeah, no, definitely. If I, like, definitely, like
Right.
if Del Toro approves, then yeah,
right?
definitely.
Like, come on.
Okay. There's obviously like some class and taste to being super into Sidon.
So bird first, and then what?
I kind of like he said, I did like the lizard, the camel, and then all of that. And then I think I did the elephant last, actually.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
Because I
Yeah.
can't
I just kind
imagine.
of like ran around, and I don't know. I guess that's like the benefits of doing it like very free form, is that I kind of forgot that he was there. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that he existed.
No, it's fine. I like I can't, because I couldn't imagine getting through the game without Mifa's grace. Like,
No,
Oh, yeah.
or Mifa's blessing. I can't. Whichever.
Mifa's grace. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I needed that, man. I fucked up too many times.
So let's see.
I've always like excelled at like sneak and stuff. So I don't know.
Gotcha.
I'm a rogue by trade.
Speaking of, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. My order was elephant, bird, then lizard, and then camel. Yeah, there
Really,
we go.
you
Yep.
did the Gerudo last?
Yeah, because I hate desert areas, so I was procrastinating it. But it turned out to be fun anyways. I had the fucking sea surfing with the sea lions. Those were awesome. Or the sand lions, whatever you want to call them. That was fun. So that ended up being not an issue at all. But unfortunately, I peaked with Sidon early on in the game. It's once you beat Sidon, and it just really goes all downhill from there. You know?
Yeah,
It's like,
no, I
nothing
kind of
really-
like logged into the game and went, "Where's the fish guy?"
Yeah, where's my fish husband?
What do you mean
Where
I
is
can't
he?
immediately go to the fish guy? Where the fuck did I get
Come
this
on.
game?
Because okay, so there was this thing that happened with me where I did. So you do the what the fuck is the race called? What Sidon's race called?
Zora's.
The Zoras. So you go to the Zora domain and you help them out, and it feels really connected. Like Link feels like a character there. Like Mifa had like a one-sided relation, or like a one-sided affectionate, like, I don't know. I'm fucking up the phrasing of this. Like she had like a one-sided like feelings for Link,
Right. Yeah. It was a one-sided. It was an
affection?
unrequited moment. Yeah, unrequited romance.
Yeah, and there's like you felt like attached, and like it was the first time you meet like a Lionel. Like if you haven't seen one in the wild, you like there's a lot that just happens in that where it feels very connected to like Link as a character. And so then when you go to do the next one and you go to, like, for me it was going to the desert and doing the Gerudo stuff and dealing with that shit with the fucking Yiga clan. It felt like, okay, so that's Zelda stuff. Like Urbosa had a deep connection with Zelda, and to that respect, like, it felt like, okay, that makes sense. Like it's like story progression wise, that makes sense. But then doing the bird and then doing the salamander after that, like I felt like nothing. I felt like, oh, this is Link's rival. Cool. Like there's no like there's no direct descendant tie. There's no like there's really nothing attached.
It's kind of why I just went F the order and just kind of went all over the place, because I was like, they don't really mean anything, do they?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like that game is designed to be as freeform as possible. Which is dope.
That's the greatest trait and the biggest flaw, where like I felt like doing the fucking Rito village stuff, like I just felt no attachment to that place. Like I felt no sense of like there was like nothing really attracting me there. Like I was more attracted to Koss and his fucking like being a bard around the place, like doing that shit. Like that was cool, and like I wanted something.
Yeah, no, I ended up liking that.
And and then I think the only like doing the salamander last, like the only thing I really got out of it was like, oh, my grandpa was such and such, and like, okay, oddly weird, Goron. Are you like, is the joke that you're feminine? I don't fully grasp this. Like, like I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just one of those things where when I'm rambling, but two, it just, I felt like I did the best first, and then like I should have done it in a different order or something.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do kind of feel like part of it was that like the first dungeon you go, the first divine beast you see, like it's like still new to you. You know what I mean? Like you have no idea how like this encounter is gonna go. Like so, like like when you went, like when you were literally riding on Prince Sidon and firing him off those arrows to like block out the ice cubes and everything, and like try to just land inside the freaking divine beast in the first place. It was like kind of intense, and it was like, whoa, like this is pretty insane. But then you realize that similar things happen for all 4 divine beasts, and then you're just like, all right, we know the drills. Like by the time like I got to the fucking Goron village, I'm like, all right, where's the guy I need to talk to start the cutscene, to go help out, to go fight the lizard so I can go on top and kill and go inside the lizard. All right, let's just get this over with. Like it was still fun, but not as much of a surprise. So I feel like that's why like your first divine beast is your favorite divine beast, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Although I will admit that I actually had a little bit more fun with the camel than I did with the elephant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know. But the point is Breath of the Wild is fucking a great game. I actually have a roommate who has not touched it ever.
Oh wow!
So
I'm so jealous.
They're experiencing it for the first time. And they're solving puzzles the way that I would have never thought. So like I'm watching them play it, and she's just like fucking like rocking it, and like it's just cool to be like, oh look, there's thorns all around this place, and she's like, and like I'll see her take out a flint and piece of wood. I'm like, what are you doing? And she burns the thorns. I'm like, what? You could do that? Like I'm like fucking freaking out. I'm like, fuck. Like
why didn't I do that?
I didn't plan this.
Yeah, there's so much. There's still like so many things like I'm learning. Yeah, because like I'm watching, because like when my mom is playing it, of all people. So like whenever I visit home and like I watch her play, like she's discovering things that I never even knew were in the game, and I was like, what? This is just insane. So yeah, it's just such a cool game with so much left to uncover. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of games with so much, there's no transition. I wanted to do that little bit on D&D. I feel bad for anyone who like got hooked onto that little bit, and then we went for like 10 minutes on Breath of the Wild. Shit, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
So, Amanda, you are a dungeon master. You were telling me a little bit about your campaign that you were doing, and I wanted to ask you, from one DM to another, like Sora is looking to play more Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And
we did a campaign for a little bit, and it seemed like Sora was having a lot of fun. I don't know why I'm making it sound like you're not here. Sora was having a lot of fun, but we couldn't get the group together to constantly do it.
Right.
And
yeah.
And as another DM, like how do you try to remedy that? Like what is the best like party size? What's the best party scenario that you can have going forward with D&D, since it is like a long-term commitment?
Well, I'm going to use my group as an example. We've been, for just my current campaign alone, have been playing consistently for over a year now. And we are about 4 people. Oh, not including myself. It's about 4 to 3 people, I want to say, is a good size, because I have another friend who is currently in a 8-person sized D&D session.
That sounds large.
Yeah, they have to sit there for about 2 hours every time so that they can do something.
Damn.
Yeah, because if you take about half an hour for every person, which isn't a lot of time for every person, you're sitting there forever, honestly.
Yeah.
But we're usually like 3 to 4 is a good size. It's a good party size. It's a good, especially if you're like newer, you do want to keep it small. But because it is so small, you also don't have that many schedules to work around. So for us, we've learned that, like, oh, our friend has every Friday off. That's when we should play. Because everybody's off after 6 on Fridays, or they don't have work on Fridays. So that's just what has happened and what works for us. Sometimes we've had to change it because all of a sudden work will call them and they gotta go. So we decide to play the morning after Friday. So first thing Saturday morning at like 10 in the morning. We all get together and we play.
So like you guys are committing to the same group. Like you're just if somebody can't make it, you just try to reschedule as soon as you can, basically.
Yeah. Well, it also helps that when we get to do it in person, we love to do it. But we also play online together. Like we go onto Roll20 and I upload the maps onto there and their little character icons and tokens, and then we can just play through Discord. It's great. That way we don't all have to be right next to each other. So it's a bit easier.
Oh, yes.
I have
like the beloved Adventure Cast every Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Promos. But it makes it easier because I have a friend who's in the military and he was stationed in Japan. So obviously there was no way he was going to be able to come over at a moment's notice. So we started playing online because that's just what worked for us. But whenever we do get the chance, we love to all sit down together and actually play.
The problem with online interaction is that God, I hate being sick for every Mitch's Minute.
That sucks, dude.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's called Mitch's Minute because you need a minute.
That's right.
I need a break. Life is tough. No, so it's just one of those things where like I try like doing D&D like with a group that's all sitting together at a table is really great. I think because I was able to do it like 1 or 2 times, and then but like sometimes party sizes just get like crazy because everyone wants to do it, and you know you don't have enough room, and who do you say no to essentially? But like doing online stuff is, I would say doing online stuff is. I would almost go with I would almost go as far as saying it's a little harder, because like one of the things that we've had an issue with is just schedule shit, because everyone's in different time zones.
Right.
Yeah, that was really interesting with Johnny, I'm sorry, my friend who was in the military. I need to specify, because obviously California to Japan is a huge time zone shift. So while we were playing at night, he was playing in the morning. And then vice versa, if we did it that Saturday morning. It just depends. It depends on everybody's schedules, and depends on how flexible and willing they are.
That makes sense. Sora, you do 2 D&D sessions. You used to do my Bronix campaign. Fuck, I wish we were still doing the Bronix campaign.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
No, it's just there's this part of me that's like, I'll just recruit new players, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't even know where to begin with that. I think we've talked about it before. Like when I think I explained to you Sora's specific situation with the Bronix campaign. Fuck. God damn it.
Snowballed on you. Those are like the best kinds of campaigns, though.
Yeah, really, like I'm just kind of ending up like finding myself in even like worse and worse situations, it feels like. And then I will say, like, between my 2 campaigns that I was doing at the time, like Mitchell was so much better at like just rolling with it. You know, like you're way better at adjusting and just be like, all right, like, well, fuck it, like this is happening now, you know, like you let us murder an entire village, like you didn't step in and say, hey, maybe you shouldn't touch that cursed idol or whatever. Maybe you should think about what you're doing first. No, we just went and picked it up and murdered everybody.
God, we had a session that quickly transformed into I'm on a mission to get a stick, to literally they just wanted to go get a stick to poke something with, and to it being a full-on Phoenix Wright level like case and trial, because on his way to get said stick, he assaulted several officers.
What? Oh. Well,
and then like next thing that we know, our halfling bard is like, what are my client's rights? And we're just like, he has no rights. Oh no.
God damn it. That sounds so like that's the thing I love about Dungeons and Dragons. Like it's the best game for a creative mind is how I view it. And not to toot my own horn. It's just one of those things where it's like if you can think of a scenario and play it out and see where it goes, like it's like a roller coaster ride where you place your players in it and then you give them challenge. I don't know why I picked roller coaster ride. It fell apart so fast. You don't fight shit on a roller coaster ride. But like the idea is that I feel like a big challenge as a DM, and maybe this is just me and how I think about things, but like for me as a DM, it's to entertain the player. Like, I'd never want my players to feel bored. I want them to feel like they're involved in a scenario, and I like my adventures a little on the wackier side, or a little crazy, or, you know, whatever. And I feel like a big part of why I loved playing in Bronix, and why I like playing, like, in general, is just the idea of being like, alright, so Sora... Oh, well, no, it's not even Sora. It was Nextian. We were playing with Nextian, and Nextian goes to pick up like a heavy chest or something, right? And because Nextian rolled so low, he pulled his back and and then like almost breaking his fucking back because he lifted it up wrong, and then like he gets taken to the ambulance, and then the people in the ambulance are not skilled with magic, as I constantly reminded him, and then they healed his back wrong, and he becomes paralyzed from the waist down. Like, it was fucking.
Oh my god!
Like, it was. Like I love and just having in any other situation, like if you were taking that seriously, like Nextian would probably have been like, oh fuck me, but like Nextian was laughing, and like, you know, it's a funny scenario. Or
yeah, definitely.
Or the time that like Nextian got shot because it like a bullet got redeflected off of a bad guy and landed straight into Nextian's unfeeling leg. Like,
yeah, that's right. Oh my god, he just had the worst rolls. Like, jeez.
Like, it was just like, but like that's the thing. I feel like it's super important for a dungeon master to remember that like you're kind of being the game. Like, it's your job to make it entertaining, to make it fun, like make it a challenge, make it a story, but like, you know, have your characters go through unintentional arcs, or have your characters like let your players feel free to really let your characters breathe, let them experience what they want to experience, let them try different things, and then like if they find themselves into too much trouble or something, you know, find a way, like see if there's a way that you can kind of, not to keep using the Bronick situation, but Sora found himself like tied up, you know, but with, like, he lost to a bounty hunter, and the bounty hunter was like an incredibly brutal Frank Castle style fucking like motherfucker. And Sora said a magical phrase, like, you know, brought up the fact that they were both paladins, they both had, you know, like a point, and it kind of like and as the DM, I'm like, I could fucking work with this, and then we rolled with it and got him out of that situation.
Yeah, it was dope.
And
it was like it felt organic, I guess, you know, is the word, and I feel like that's like really kind of a unique experience that only Dungeons and Dragons and like other tabletop games can kind of provide, you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just speaking about myself, but like, what's the biggest pleasure you get out of being a dungeon master?
Their suffering.
The truth comes out.
The exact opposite.
The truth revealed. I just like watching my friends suffer.
Jesus.
Okay, well, that's not entirely fair. I gave them the choice because I said I have 3 campaigns in mind. I have 3 campaigns that I have fully like thought out and want to do. You decide. And I was like, just a heads up, genres do come with the time period. And they're like, well, what do you mean? So for fantasy, I was going to pair it with horror. And then with sci-fi was going to be more like relaxed and wacky. And then for my modern, it was going to be a Static Shock level gang war sort of political battle.
That sounds good. That sounds fucking cool. That sounds like some Durara bullshit right there. It
kind of is. Me and one of my DM friends decided to co-DM it, so we'll both be playing as the DMs as we go through.
How does that work?
Well, essentially, he's not, and this is his words, he's not great with storytelling. He can't be on the spot, let me just make this up. And I can. So a lot of my role is going to be that I'm playing as an NPC who is the bad guy. But also appearing as a player. So when I sit down at the table, I'm a player, but I'm actually the DM.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's a double-sided campaign. So obviously with a gang war, you have police. So one side is a totally different group of players who are the cops, and then the other side is the gangs.
Yes. Well, I think my Bronix storyline needs to get thrown away. No,
But no, so like the whole suffering thing. They chose fantasy, and I said, "That's horror.
Oh.
Is that okay?" And they went, "Yes, absolutely. That's fine. We don't care." And I went, "Awesome." because my favorite type of horror is existential / Lovecraftian styled horror. So a lot of my campaign
really cool.
centers around like, how do you define freedom, and are you really free, and like, if I took away like this part of you, would you still be considered a person? So just really messed up things, and I warned them. That's all I can say.
That sounds really cool. like that sounds really cool.
Because I draw all of the images for my stuff, and I had a sorcerer who encountered a monster that I made up, which was a vampire / gibbering mouther, and it thralled him and then vomited black blood into his mouth. And so he was turning. And not too long ago, he's seen her again. And I had quietly posted the picture up in the chat and didn't say anything. And when they noticed, one of them like started screaming because it was her again. And she had seriously messed them up.
Wow.
Like, sometimes it's great just for like their horrified reactions, because that happens a lot, I think. And I kind of felt bad, but it was also kind of great because it makes you feel good about storytelling. Was that one of my players, I put her in the spotlight for a second, and at the end of the session, she cried. And I was like, oh no. And she's like, no, it was really good. I just hated it, but it was really good.
Oh, Jesus. I think that's a good way to end my episode of Mitch's Minute today. So as we end up things today, by the way, I just want to say that one, that sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I almost want to be like, hey, could we get a D&D session, and could you be our DM, and could me and Sora like be involved in this? And
I want to get my I want to get my pants scared off. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I want to get into like an existential dread. Just
yes.
Because that's what it turned into. And she's like, that's my deepest, darkest fear, and I've never told you that. And I went, yeah. And she's like, ow.
Oh god, fucking. All right, guys. All right, so thank you all for tuning in to another exciting episode of Bitch's Minute. If you like this video, give it a like. It always tells us what kind of videos to do, and it doesn't matter for this series because I get to do whatever the fuck I want. So I'll still be doing this show. Even if we get like only 4 views, I'll be like, yeah, another episode of Mitch's Minute, episode 127.
It's all about me.
Yes, this is my horrible vanity project. Thank you so much to Pandaplants for joining us today.
Yeah.
Of course, guys.
And hopefully my matchmaking truly succeeded. And you guys will talk.
What?
And you guys will talk
I
to
don't
each
know,
other
like,
after the.
Sora, do you like? Do you feel like we've stolen some maiden's heart?
I think so. Us collectively, yes, I think so. I think we've won the hearts with our performance in the ring.
I personally think I've won the hearts of zeros. Just no one.
Oh no.
No.
And hey, you stole the heart of the fans listening to this point.
Yeah.
Because if anything, now they're terrified of you. So
this power as a DM, is it her stand?
Is it her stand? This must be be the work of an enemy stand.
Thank you,
JoJo meme to cap it off.
And thank you so much for Sora for stopping in.
Of course, absolutely.
You drove all the way from Queens to get here today.
Yes, that's right. Which is like not as far as you would think from my place, but yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching our show. Leave a comment, and actually, do you guys mind if we do one quick thing before we end out today's episode?
What is it?
Sure.
So we have a podcast. A podcast.
We're going on a pod quest.
Questions section that we never use because we kind of don't use it anymore. But like, if you guys go to the Discord, if you guys aren't a member of the Discord, please go check out the Discord, and also you can leave questions there. I just wanted to ask one question. This one came all the way from NextGen a long ass time ago.
Oh wow, okay, this one. All right.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I need to start thinking. Sorry, go ahead, say this question.
What's the thing you look for most in a story?
Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Oh, the thing I look for most in the story. Okay, all right.
That's easy.
All right, so because you said that's easy, we're gonna let you go first.
Okay. The thing that I look for most in a story is, after I set it down, does it still make me think about it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, if I can like set down a book, will I still be like thinking about the book tomorrow? Is my main thing.
Yeah, like that literally, like the reason I mentioned it at the top, but like I watched, because I was visiting a friend this weekend and we watched the new Blade Runner together, and that's exactly what just happened, where I'm like, I'm still thinking about it. It's still on my brain. I was thinking about it on the drive home. That's how I know that like the story is completely absorbing me, you know?
Yeah.
I guess from my angle, it would be characters. Like I need to have, if there are multiple characters that I can invest myself in and care about their story, their arc, their personalities, then that like I can be much more invested in the whole entire story as a whole.
Like, thinking about it is like afterward is good, but you actually need characters to get through the book in general.
Yeah, so like, you know, and this is like, I always kind of compare it with like whenever my friends and I have like the debate of like which movie did you like better, the new Star Wars movies. Like a lot of people, like there seems to be like a division of people who liked Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and Rogue One. And I vastly prefer The Force Awakens and my argument all the time is that I know every single character's name and I care about them, and I cannot name more than like 3 characters in Rogue One. I think Rogue One's still a good movie, but in terms of what I look for in a story, like The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi both brought more to the table for me personally. And so like stories that are very character driven, like kind of like Persona, they speak to me the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look for big-titted anime girls.
Yes, hell yes. Sorry, how can I forget?
Big titty, I know, fuck. Like,
damn it.
My answer, your answer, worthless. Big titty anime girls.
And or hot blonde anime boys.
Ooh.
So, wow, that's all.
Okay. So I guess the thing that I look for most in a story is how it's kind of the same on the lines of like what Amanda said. I like stories that make me think, and or stories that like I can find myself like really involved in, like really like just get myself lost in. I am an emotional piece of shit. Like I will cry.
Oh.
I will cry like watching I'm such an emotional piece of shit that like I cried a little. Like I shed like little tears the first time I saw the Infinity War trailer. like I'm like, oh god, like it's the beginning of the end. Like I don't know. Like I'm just.
Are you sure you still want me to be your DM?
But that's the thing where it's like I wear my big Del Toro greasy heart on my sleeve, and and it's just one of those things where it's like if something can get me like emotionally invested, like I will, like I normally like love that thing. I think it happened a lot in Breath of the Wild where like the final fight's happening and all the guardians are together, and there's like that little cutscene where they're like finally after so long, you know. and it's like everything's coming together. I have the Master Sword and everything's set to fight Calamity Ganon, and like I kind of like shed little tears. Or in Birth by Sleep in Kingdom Hearts, the first time I remember playing like that first level, and it's a mirrored like fucking intro to the original Kingdom Hearts. Like I had like an emotional moment of being like, oh god, it's been so long. like I get like really attached emotionally to things, and not to get too into it. I know this was supposed to be like a short question essentially, but Steven Universe, I feel, is one of those series that I used to feel that, and it's very hard for me to, like, if you ask me what the last 2 episodes were about, I'm like, I think that they went to an alien planet, and and Stefani did stuff, but like it didn't feel like a real episode. It felt like nothing to me.
It's just hard. I think so much part of that is just the release schedule. So I'm really hoping these new episodes that are coming out are going to really get me back into Steven Universe in a big way.
Well, it was just too much space, and Lapis left Peridot, and I can't do it.
And she took the house in the divorce. It was awful.
I love that ship so much.
I don't know. I once again, I guess we're gonna have to fight because I was a Jaspadot fan.
No. Oh shit.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's not one I hear. Well, one, I am not a teen on Tumblr. I no offense to my fans. I believe in old shipping philosophy of you ship what you ship, man. I want to have a conversation with you specifically about like why, like what is it about that ship that you see, like what is it like that it like intrigues you, and like what character dynamics and stuff like that work for you.
Yeah, it's the besides like the obvious like size difference that I'm super into with like literally everything. No, like it's a heavy thing. Like all of my characters are usually like stupid tall, but besides the height difference, it's the fact that they obviously knew each other before, that they kind of like had interacted before, but that we don't get to see that, and that Jasper's there as a sort of protector to Peridot, and I miss old Peridot. I know she was like evil or whatever, but she was like way more intimidating, and I kind of like that dynamic.
No, it's super valid. You know, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to say that.
No, that's all good. So there's like a lot that we can like infer from like how they interact with each other, and like despite how Jasper like came off, especially when she was first introduced, as like really mean, probably semi-abusive, like she was never really harsh with Peridot is the thing. And when they were interacting, she treated her like an equal, which I thought was interesting.
Okay. You know what we need to do? We need to put a pin on that, and we need to, because we're already over. I want to have that conversation. I want to have an episode of Mitch's Minute where we just talk SU shit. Because also, because I didn't know that all 3 of us were also super into Steven Universe. So, anyways, guys, that's a story for another day. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for indulging me on that question. And, yeah. Have a good... I don't know how to end this episode. Bye?
Bye!